Yola, it's Ruchira here, and I can't believe we are already on day 7 of our World Space Week celebration. Today's story is the last one in the series, and it really feels bittersweet. But today, I'm really excited to share something extra special with all of you. For the final story, I wanted to dive into some of my personal moments I have had with some of the great space explorers out there. Because honestly, what better way to wrap this up? People often ask questions like what is space? Why are space missions important? What drives us to explore the unknown? And personally, these questions always led me to think beyond the textbook definition. Space, to me, is more than just vast unknown. It is a source of wonder that makes us look at the earth with renewed love and gratitude. I have had the incredible privilege of meeting some of the most inspiring space explorers, and their stories have left me in awe. Today, let's talk about few of the stories and let me share few of my experiences with all of you. One such event that stands out was at the Taj Santa Cruz in Mumbai, where I met Jerry Ross, the astronaut who holds the world record of visiting space for the maximum time. Can you believe he has been to space 7 times? Srini and I had this long, amazing chat with Jerry in a closed room. I asked him, why should humanity continue space travel? And his answer was something I will never forget. He smiled and said, "Dear little girl, have you ever stayed far away from home or spent time living in hostel?" My answer was no. And then he asked me, then probably you will not understand what I want to say. I told him to try me, and then he replied, when you live far from home, don't you start realizing how important all the little things are? The warmth of home-cooked food, the comfort of family, the familiar sounds and smells is the same thing with space. We go far, far away, and in doing so, we begin to truly appreciate our beloved Earth, its beauty, its life-giving essence. Self-missions help us see how precious our home is. They are not just about exploration, but about understanding and protecting our world. Hearing that from someone who has seen Earth from space so many times, it made me pause. Jerry described space as this vacuum where he felt like he was meeting the Creator. He said, every time I looked back at Earth, I fell more in love with it. Can you imagine that? Space, a place so vast and empty, giving him the perspective to cherish our little pale blue dot even more. I had chance to meet Mikhail Kornienko, the Russian cosmonaut who spent 340 days on the International Space Station as a part of a 7-nation mission studying the impact of prolonged space travel on the human body and psyche in preparation for the future human missions to other planets. He shared much about his experiences and thoughts, but one thing he said left a deep impression on me. He said, the thing I missed the most during my time in space was Earth itself. Everything here. Smells, sounds, greenery, trees. He said I missed all of it. He missed it so much that he started dreaming about trees. Eventually, he began hallucinating smells and sights of trees, and to cope up, he had to put up pictures of trees on the walls around him. It actually made me realize how much we take Earth and its nature for granted. In July 2020, Srini and I launched a dialogue series called Space Handshake, aiming to bridge a gap between space experts and the general public. One of our participants was the first and only Indian cosmonaut Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma. known for his straightforward and honest opinions, Rakesh Sharma emphasized something very important during our conversation. He said that while astronauts float freely in space, experiencing Earth from such a unique perspective, people must not treat space with the same carelessness and selfishness with which they sometimes, or should we say, most of the time, treat Earth. Just as our love for Earth wells up in us when we are far from it, we must also recognize the importance of our home, which is Earth, and space's purity as we venture into it. One of the most famous photographs ever taken of Earth was captured in 1990 by NASA's Voyager mission from a distance of 6 billion kilometers. This image is known as the pale blue dot, and it inspired astronomer Carl Sagan to write a book by the same name. In his book, Carl reflects on the image and its significance, and he highlights that from such a great distance, Earth may appear insignificant, but we cannot forget that it is this small dot that sustains human life here. That dot is our only hope at the home and hope at this very moment. In this vastness of space, our world is just a tiny speck, and for the foreseeable future, it is all we have. I think astronomy teaches us humility, and that tiny dot reminds us of our responsibility to live with greater harmony and to take care of our one and only one home. So as Jerry said, do we really need to go to space to feel this love for Earth? Or can we right here and now start appreciating it? Maybe we don't all have to become the astronauts and cosmonauts to cultivate that gratitude. Maybe it starts with the little things, like taking care of our planet in ways that ensures we leave behind a more beautiful world for the next generations. Think about it. And with that, I have come to the end of this beautiful journey. I should say we have come to the end of this beautiful journey together. I really can't express how much this series has meant to me. Sharing these stories every day wasn't easy, but it was so fulfilling. I'm deeply grateful to all of you for joining me on this ride. I'm going to miss this truly, but don't worry, this is not the goodbye forever. I have one small request for everyone who is following this series. In the comments below, please let me know about your favorite story from this series. And I'm really eager to know which story touched your heart the most. And if there are any more space stories which you would love to hear from me, please let me know about that too. Can you also send some love my way by dropping one word in the comments to describe how this stories made you feel? It would truly make my day, so I'm really waiting for your comments today. So my friends, I'm signing off with heart full with love and gratitude. Stay curious, keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep embracing the world of space, and let's continue to care for our precious beloved Earth. Bye bye.